This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the Crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. Jazz, good morning. What's up?
Good morning. What's happening?
Nothing much. How was your week?
It was good. It went by fast, I feel like.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It feels like we just had 4th of July, and then we only have like a week and a half left in July now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
crazy.
Summer flew this year, I feel like.
You know what they say when you get older?
What?
Time flies.
It does. Time flies when you're having fun, though.
True. Very true.
Fun.
Very true. We got a lot to talk about on today's show. Training camp is here. The NFL 2023 NFL training camp is underway. We will talk Chiefs training camp and things that happened this week. And folks that will be going up to training camp will not see this guy. That's DeAndre Hopkins. He decided to sign with the Tennessee Titans. The star wide receiver would join the Titans on a 2-year, $26 million deal. We'll dive into that a little bit later. And we will recap the USA women's national team versus Vietnam. Were you surprised about that outcome?
A little bit. I guess we'll talk about it.
Of course. And Steph Curry, for all you Steph Curry fans, he makes history in the American Century Championship. He made a little bit of history this past week. We'll dive into that. And coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll have our sneakers of the week. Let's get to our headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
A lot of people are going camping right now. The rookies and QBs started training camp in St. Joe last Monday. Then the vets reported to camp yesterday. Steve, you were up there every day this past week. What did you see from them?
It's funny because a lot of the rookies were like, oh, well, training camp. I talked to a couple guys on, I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. And they were like, oh, camp's hard. Mm-hmm. Camp's hard. My main question was, did you guys, all the veterans around the league, they've all heard Andy Reid's training camp is always hard. Huh. And Andy Reid's reasoning for that is because he wants to make sure that you're, good for the season. And like, if you can go through training camp, you'll be good for the whole season. Yeah. And so a lot of these guys were fighting it. Yeah. Rashee Rice, I told him, I asked the question, I said, well, at least we got to know what you had for breakfast this morning.
Yikes.
And he was like, yeah, but it was one of those things. He's like, I'm fine with puking as long as just let you know I'm working hard.
Yeah, true. But do you think, at least for me, which college ball versus training camp is no comparison, but like, I remember throwing up during my fitness testing in college. Yes. So I'm like, at that point, like, I thought we were through that phase, because I did that my freshman year of college, got it out the way, learned my lesson. And then that next year, I was doing that test all through the summer. So when the test come, I knew I was good. Yeah. So at that point, like, is that worrisome that late in the game?
No, because it's a different kind of running. Because all right, in college, you're going to have 100 guys out there. Yeah. And the rookies and QBs part of the training camp, it's really just rookies and QBs. It's the 4 quarterbacks. It's the 3 wide receivers that they have in as rookies, 2 running backs, and plus one of the veterans. And then it's really about 40 people.
All eyes on you.
And compared to having all 100 guys, with the veterans there. So, and if it's 40, it's probably about 25, really. So
if you got a quick group, that tempo is already high.
Yeah, and then you're doing the drills, and then and it wasn't even hot, which was interesting because it wasn't even hot that day.
I mean, again, maybe it just goes back to how hard they were working.
Yeah, and he talked about the veterans. They reported yesterday they're doing their running drills, supposed to be doing their running drills and fitness tests today. And so they'll start practice tomorrow. One of the main questions is, did Chris Jones show up?
Did he?
I don't know.
Question mark.
I know. My thing is, it's like, if you're holding out for a contract, right? This happened to him 3 years ago, when he wanted another deal, and he showed up to camp.
Yeah,
he did, and I don't know. I think he just has a kind heart, but then all that kind of goes out the window when it's money.
Money's talking. Yeah. And how big of a deal or make or break do you think that is if he didn't show up? Do you think it really helps his case, or how much do you think it actually helps his argument? I
think it helps his argument because they need him.
Yeah.
My thing is always, are they better with you or without you?
Yeah.
They haven't shown that they can be good teams without Chris Jones.
True. But the scary part, like we said, is like all the vets or the rookies coming in, the new guys. Like, what if they find out in that moment that they might be straight without you? Like, how much of a compromise, or how much are you willing to compromise for that? I don't know.
Once Quentin Williams got his deal, he got a 4-year, $96 million deal. $66 million of it was in fully guaranteed money. That shows me that Chris Jones wants at least that, plus he has to beat that. You have to get him over $100 million. Yep. You got to get him $100 million. I would say 70 of it guaranteed.
Do you think they will, or do they have it?
They do. Yeah, I mean, it's a restructuring of his current deal. I think he has 1 year left. But if they restructure, they push it out some, put a lot of guaranteed money on there, and then you kind of finagle some stuff on the back end.
Right.
And so if they're able to do that, I think he'll be good. But the problem with these teams are they let it get to this point where you get another guy who resets the market, and then your guy, of course, he helped you win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's his case. He's like, I'm a better defensive lineman than Quentin Williams.
Yeah.
Much better.
Right.
So.
And the stats are talking too. So.
Stats are talking.
Other than that, what are you expecting from the Chiefs from this camp so far?
It's gonna be the same old really to me. I like rookies and QBs. I mean, I watched a little bit, but I mean, it's only so much you can watch day in and day out. The thing I'm waiting on is when they get to put the pads on.
Yeah.
I just want to see them hit. I want to see the rookies, how they react. I want to see one-on-ones with wide receivers and cornerbacks. Got to see those matchups, offensive linemen versus defensive linemen. Those kind of drills, the mano a mano. I want to see, who has it and who doesn't. And I mean, it's always, the rookie and the vet. I want to see like a Rashee Rice, who is their, top pick at wide receiver. I want to see him go up against L'Jarius Sneed. I want to see Sky Moore, how he goes up against one of the rookie corners.
Yeah.
So.
But we know Andy Reid is known for not showing his whole hand and everything.
Of course.
How much do you think that we'll actually get to see?
Well, a lot, because you can't hide in one-on-ones.
True.
It's just you catch the ball or you don't, you defend or you don't. It's like you get beat or you don't. So you don't have to show plays to get beat.
True. Very true.
So that's what I look for. A lot of fans, they look for different things, right? Like they look to see, if a guy is out there. Like if a guy's not out there, it doesn't mean that he's not going to play. Right. Like we saw Isaiah Pacheco. Who knew last year that when Isaiah Pacheco was going through camp that he was going to be a starting running back at the end of the season? Super Bowl winning running back.
Literally popped off
in the 7th round.
Yeah.
So
you never know. I guess
never
we'll
know.
see.
Yeah.
We didn't expect this one, DeAndre Hopkins, to sign with Titans. Star wide receiver will join Tennessee on a 2-year deal, $26 million, with $3 million in incentives each season. Steve, what are your thoughts on this one?
Chase the bag. a lot of guys in the league, it's always now, because back in the day, the Chiefs didn't get any. They got all the washed up players. I mean, you get the Joe Montanas, the Marcus Allens, guys who are over the hill,
Yeah.
right? Like they're on their way out.
Yeah.
And so now you're starting to get all of these younger players that want to come and win championships because of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And this was surprising because, you know, it's to the point where if you want to win, or at least be in a put yourself in a good position to win, you're going to look at the Chiefs, like at least give them a shot. Right. Now I heard that they were in talks or whatever, but it just didn't happen. So you can tell that he just chased the money. Definitely.
What do you think about this incentive side? Because of course there was the dilemma about his performance and everything like that, where he was going to go. I feel like this is only fitting. What are your thoughts on the incentives?
Yeah, I'm reading it, and it says $250,000 for reaching 65 receptions, $500,000 for reaching 75 receptions, $750,000 for reaching 85 receptions, and $1 million for reaching 95 receptions. And then there's $250,000 for reaching 750 receiving yards, $500,000 for reaching 850 receiving yards, $750,000 for reaching 950 receiving yards, and $1 million for reaching 1,050 receiving yards. And then, you know, there goes into some bonuses for touchdowns. So you got 250 for 4 touchdowns, 500 for 6. So it's a lot of that. And a lot of these incentive type deals, you know, they are kind of team friendly.
Yeah.
You know, like if the team doesn't want you to get this, they're not going to throw you the ball.
Right.
I mean, we've seen it happen. Yeah. So, I mean, it's more beneficial for the team than it is for DeAndre Hopkins. So it sounds good.
Yeah.
But he wanted the money.
Yeah.
He's going to get $26 million for 2 years, guaranteed. And then the rest of it is just, you know, it is what it is.
And I think the only thing that worries me to the topic of what you said about being team friendly, because I almost feel the opposite. If when these are involved, then it almost becomes the whole I before we, because you're trying to get to the bag. We see that he was going to do whatever to get to the bag.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Aaron Bell just said, go 49ers, stop.
I think it'll be interesting on that dynamic because he is new. He obviously came in on a mission for the bag. Like, is it just going to be all about him? Is he going to be heaven forbid he has to take a backseat role or anything like that? Do you think that he will be able to process that, or will still be a good team player, knowing all of his stuff in the media? Also,
I think that's it. You know, like you're going to a team where you may have to be the man.
Yeah,
you just may. I don't think he's going to have to take a backseat role. They're going to look at him to be the man, and is he still the man? Like that? Yeah. That's just that question. It's like, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. In Kansas City, you can kind of hide a little bit, but then you really can't. Right. I mean, because when you talk about the Chiefs and their wide receiving group, you think about who their number one wide receiver is. A lot of people always ask, like, we need a number one wide receiver. Well, they've got one, Travis Kelce. Right. Even though he's a tight end, he's still their number one. And then everyone else just kind of falls in line after that. But it would have been nice to see DeAndre Hopkins in a Chiefs uniform. But I think he wanted the bottom line is he wanted the money.
Yeah.
And that's what he went to go get.
And he got it with the Titans, I guess. I guess we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Oklahoma coach Brent Venables takes shot at Deion Sanders' transfer portal usage. This is no secret. Let's hear what Coach Venables had to say first.
So you can talk about a culture change and, a resetting of the standards and what the expectations are. I gave guys 12 months of grace, and I was unlike Deion. I gave guys 12 months of grace to figure it out. Here's the 3. Go to class, live right off the field, and when you show up over here, man, you show up with respect and appreciation for your opportunity. And if you go 0 for 3 for 12 months, you need a fresh start. So we help 21 guys, give or take, find a fresh start.
My thing is, why are you bringing up Deion Sanders? Like, you could have said all that without even bringing up Deion Sanders. What point are you trying to prove?
Yeah.
You're not proving anything to anybody except making headlines.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you're doing.
It was almost giving leverage just to talk himself up and to be like, oh, come to me because I'm not necessarily a Deion. Why? If you're just a great program, stand on it. Obviously your records and everything should speak for themselves. Why did you have to say anything about how a coach goes about his business?
Yeah, unlike Dion, we gave you 3 principles. One, go to class. Come on, man. Like,
and I'm sure Dion had principles within that. Like every coach has principles. Go to class, be a good man.
Of
Like
course.
those aren't anything outstanding.
And he said it like it's a bad thing. Like Dion gave these guys, he didn't give them false hope, if that makes sense. Like sometimes you go to a college, a program, and coaches give you false hope. Like, yeah, man, we're going to really use you. You know, you go in there when your parent meeting, on your recruiting visit, we're going to really use you. And then you sign your name on that line, and it's like, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
That's why they have the transfer portal for kids that have made the wrong decision.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you just don't fit the coach's coaching style. And so it's not a bad thing that he was just like, you know, I'm coming here and I'm bringing luggage and it's Louis Vuitton.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
so
it is
what it is. So he didn't even have to bring up Dion. He's just trying to make some noise. And then Dion's not even in the Big 12. So it just doesn't make sense.
And quite frankly, he made the comment or the point of 12 months. Every college athlete gets your freshman year. That's what your freshman year is about.
Yes.
You know, like any university, regardless of what coach, the first year is figuring life out on your own. This is the first time you've been out on your own. In
freshman
most cases.
15, all that.
Yeah, like that is what your freshman year is for, whether you're playing a sport or not.
Right.
Like, so I don't know what this leverage was. I don't know. Just stick to regular recruiting styles. I don't think you need to bash other
you
coaches.
have to bring up Dion. Like it. That's throwing salt. It really is. That's really like hating. It's like, all right, maybe you're not Dion, and we know that your recruiting style is much different. Your coaching style is much different. So we know that you're not Dion. You have not played in the league. You come on, man. Yeah, there's so many reasons that we know that you're not Dion.
It is what it is. Women's basketball star Angel Reese honored with basketball court dedication in Randallstown, Maryland. Let's see what she had to say first.
Go to LSU, but Baltimore, Randallstown is always home for me. So I just want to thank everybody for coming and to give hope for the kids in the crowd that one day this can be you.
One day this can be you.
Yeah.
Jazz, what you think?
Super dope. I mean, especially we've talked more about women's basketball, WNBA, the transitions, and she has really just stayed true to herself. I think that's the thing that I can respect most about it. And she's giving back to all different communities. You know, a lot of these athletes when they're coming up, okay, yeah, you see them go back to their universities or whatever, but for her to go back down to her very own hometown.
Yeah.
It seems like she's done so much. Shout out to her PR team. She's done so much PR lately and been around. Like there's so much that she's doing, and it's like with her, the Bayou Barbie and like all the different takes that she has on it. Like I'm impressed, and I think it's really dope for women's sports, and especially basketball. Just with all of the push lately, I think she's somebody that's like perfect to embody that right now.
But you know what? It is crazy you brought that up. Her PR team and what all that she's doing. She's still in college.
Yeah.
Like she's not even in the league yet.
Yeah.
She's doing all this, getting all this recognition. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Like to still log on to a Zoom class at the end of this, you know, like, could you imagine, like you see all this PR and then you get onto your like biology course and Angel's just on Zoom, you know, like I could only imagine. And then
you think she's going to class?
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to doubt her.
Honestly,
I'm
you
not
think
going to doubt her.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it could be online work, you know, just submitting it or whatever. I doubt she's really showing up in the class. She's at all these events.
True.
She's traveling and stuff. So
that's true.
Definitely, and especially since COVID, all the hybrid courses and stuff like that, I'm sure she's pulling it off somehow. But
yeah, I mean, she's definitely doing a championship tour.
Yeah,
we see her. We can hear from her as much as we do Patrick Mahomes.
Literally.
Like
She's up there for sure. But I definitely dig it. It's really dope for her.
Yep.
Speaking of another dope women's situation, USA women's national team faced Vietnam last night. Dope, but also controversial on the score. They won 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts first?
Just checking it out. I definitely feel like Vietnam was an inferior team.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Like you could just tell that USA women's national team was the aggressor.
Yeah.
You could just tell they were more skilled. They got on the board early, so that way they didn't even have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
And for them to be in that grouping, it's kind of wild, you know.
Nice.
It's but you could just tell that, and I still say this: the USA women's national team is better than our men's team.
Yeah, I would definitely argue that.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
night and day.
Yeah, and I think I don't know because I obviously play in soccer, and even then, like, yes, there are teams that are night and day better, but soccer in itself is a low scoring game.
Right.
Like, so for them to say, oh, they should have ran it up, they should have showed on the scoreboard that it was that much more. You can like get your goals in and then sit back and you're just playing defense. Like, why?
Cardio at that point.
Yeah, and literally, it's quite the cardio. But why run the score up? Why tire your players out, especially starters? Like, start making subs, hockey subs at that point.
Yeah.
Like, why even do all that? Especially going like this is the first round. Like, why push all that? And so I understood it. I didn't see anything wrong, or like I don't think it screams a red flag on it.
Yeah,
So.
I agree. I mean, especially, you know, you look at your frontline players. They were balling.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at like Trinity Rodman, and the rest of the players. I'm interested to see how far they can go. I watched something or saw something online where it was a guy who is waiting. So he bet like I think it was $150 or $250 at the beginning of last season for like all these things to happen throughout the year for sports. And the last thing on his parlay is for the U.S. Women's National Team to win the World Cup. And that'll get him $50,000. So he's watching the game, and I seen him watching the game. He's like, yeah, I got it. So, but he's still he's waiting on them to just win the World Cup. And so I'm excited for him. I want to see how that works out. You think they have a chance?
I think they're well on their way for sure. And I think it's really dope because they have, there's been a lot of stories, of course, with the young girls. Like they have a super young squad. I mean, we always watched like the Alex Morgans, the Megan Rapinoe's, those were like the OG squad. And so it's kind of refreshing seeing it this year where it's a young group. Like now we're bringing the new energy. Like, are they going to be the same? I mean, they kind of, Alex Morgan's kind of set the tone before. And so I think it'll be dope. I think they have a great opportunity right now.
And she had a kid like right after the last World Cup, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I figured that. So I know she had to take at least a year off from playing soccer.
I want to say it was there was a whole story on it, but it was around the same like maternity leave span. So she still like pushed it because of course she was an athlete. And I remember watching where she was training like really close up until pregnancy, all that stuff. So they were still training. Same vibes as like a Sydney LaRue, in the same boat. So yeah, they're even more advocates for that too. So I think that's super dope.
So who's your favorite soccer player of all time?
All time. I think I would have to go Sydney LaRue. I always grew up watching her. She looked like me, so that was big for me. And yeah, like seeing her, I even watched her like through college, and so I think that was really dope. I remember
whenever
I was younger, my club team, we all went when the national team played at Sporting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I remember Alex Morgan was another one that stood out to me. I got like an autographed jersey from her, and that was kind of like a shiny moment because I think I was like 12 playing club ball, you know? So I was like, okay, that's super dope. So probably those were my top two. And then now really just seeing like Sydney transform into being a mom and still doing both. And then of course her phase with Dom Dwyer, which that was always like the soccer saga. So that was probably the one that I always followed the most, paid attention to the most, respected the most.
And she's a Kobe Bryant prodigy. Like
there's ties.
Yeah,
Soul
I
ties
knew
there.
you like Kobe.
Soul
Yeah,
ties,
Jazz, okay.
No. While we're on the topic of the national team, the Netflix announced new docuseries to follow the women's national team at the 2023 Women's World Cup. I feel like this is a wave. You know, we had the quarterback wave, and then now with the women's soccer, and I think this is super dope, especially for the women's side. Like
it'll give an inside look.
Yeah, and like you said, we will argue that the women's team is better than the men's, and so who better for a women's story now to do the women's national team?
Yeah,
other than quarterback.
It's gonna be dope, especially because it's OJ Made in America. Connor is produced by Connor Shell. So the same person who did The Last Dance. I love The Last Dance.
Same. I watched it a couple times.
Did
back.
You?
Yeah. I was into it. And then speaking of, they have Alex Morgan is one of the features on it. So I'm really hoping they'll dive more into her pregnancy story, being a mom, being able to see that behind the scenes. Because I know that was like one of the big parts with quarterback was seeing Patrick Mahomes' family and the dynamic of him having kids while on the come up. But I think it's going to be really dope seeing the woman who goes through that herself and still produces as an athlete.
And then playing overseas, you know, while you have a family.
True.
You know, that's always huge. And some women and men, they can't handle, you know, being away from their significant others for that long, their family. So a lot of times they just travel. So it's gonna be cool to see like how the dynamic of all that.
Yeah. And like postpartum playing into that of being away from the child and everything.
Yeah.
And I would be curious to see if they show like what that travel looks like for like do they bring the newborn? You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're necessarily going to remember these things, but to still have that, like to be able to look up and see your kid in the stands.
Yeah. And this is a huge learning. And I don't know how old her was. She has a daughter, I think. I don't know how old her kid is. Like, but this is a huge learning time.
Yeah.
You know, their adolescent years is like, you know, they should be learning a little bit, mom or dad teaching. And I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I'm super pumped about that one. Shannon Sharpe and ESPN discussed contributor role after undisputed exit. What's the tea, Steve?
Well, Stephen A. Smith, we didn't have this on the notes, but Stephen A. Smith had come out yesterday and said something. So let's hear what Stephen A. had to say.
Let me get right into it, because I know that news has been percolating over the last few days that Shannon Sharpe is coming to First Take. I'm not going to tell you that's true. I'm not going to tell you it's not either. What I can tell you is that the honchos are talking to Shannon Sharpe. What I can tell you is that the honchos are fully aware that Stephen A. Smith wants Shannon Sharpe on First Take. I want Shannon Sharpe on First Take. And I aim to get him. We are definitely talking to Shannon Sharpe. The conversations are official. The reports have not been misnomers or misreports or anything like that. We are talking to him, and I'm hopeful, very hopeful, and very confident that ultimately we will be announcing sooner than later that he will be on First Take. Anything can happen now, because I don't make those decisions. I have bosses. But damn it, Shannon, Club, Shay, and anything else, I don't give a damn if he brings a bottle of Hennessy with him. I want him on First Take. All this politically correct stuff and being quiet, I want Shannon Sharpe on First Take. Okay? Period.
Period.
Ended with a period. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this one?
When I first heard it, I was like, oh, there's smoke, there's fire. And to be honest, he can say all this and say all that. I don't know how good it'll be. Like, it'll be cool to see, you know, two black men on national television, you know, that'll have I would say that it'll have the hottest show. But I just don't know how good it would be, you know, because the difference between sometimes you need like thunder and you don't have lightning, right? Like that was Skip and Shannon Sharpe. Like Skip was kind of the mellow one, and Shannon Sharpe was the one that was he was the rah-rah guy.
Yeah.
You can't have two rah-rah guys. Yeah. Like sometimes that'll get like, and I don't know, we haven't seen it. But I don't feel like you should have, I don't know. I guess we'd have to see it, but I don't know if it'll work. That's my thing.
For me, it's two rah-rah guys that are still like so knowledgeable and respected versus rah-rah, whiny, has never played a sport, knowledgeable, just going at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's more respectable for me because they're respected by the athletes. People listen to them. They seem more knowledgeable. Like, I just couldn't get with the whiny, poor me fighting all the time. And I think at least these could still be knowledgeable, intellectual conversations. Those you just didn't get from the other show.
I agree. To me, I just don't know. You know, if it'll. I'd have to see it. I've seen they like Shannon Sharpe when Skip Bayless was with First Take. Shannon Sharpe came on as a guest, and it worked then. But he was just a guest. Like they asked him questions and he gave his opinion. It wasn't like a back and forth. So I just don't know how to work.
I think it'll be interesting to see Stephen A. Smith reaction because he gets so worked up. And on the opposite, he's so, like you said, calm. And I think that's almost going to irritate him more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because on the other show, the whiny, he could just get a raise out of him and they would start to bicker.
Yep.
But him being so neutral and him being so knowledgeable, I think is going to be even more funny because you'll see the like frustration of like, I want to get a raise out of you and like really argue, but both of us aren't like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like you said, I think it could be really awkward and really like not as hype as you would think, or it could actually work in their favor.
And the way that these shows work, you got to have a contrarian.
Yeah.
Like Stephen A. Smith, most of the time, he's the contrarian.
Yeah.
So you can't have two guys that are always against the grain.
True.
Somebody has to, you know, play the regular role.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know, you're gonna have to. It has to. It could work if it's like a round table. Like if you have these two contrarians, and then you have
a mediator.
I mean, you have a mediator. You'll have not Joy Taylor, but what's her name? She's her name. Anyway, you'll have her, and then you have to have somebody else that's there. That's kind of like, you know, the calm and collected type.
Treading water.
Yeah. So I don't know. Molly Quirrell, that's her name. She's the mediator, but she doesn't often give her opinion. Like sometimes she does, but not often.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be weird to see. I'm interested. Like I watch.
I'm not gonna say I'm not
gonna watch, but I just don't know how much I'll watch.
Well, they'll still get the view from you. That's all.
Of course.
They'll get the click.
Yep.
On that note, we're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss a Legends Home Run Derby might be coming to All-Star Week. Keep it locked in. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
FPS Security is here to secure greater KC protection where you need them most. Social events, birthday parties, corporate events, weddings, small businesses, and more. Call FPS Security at 816-379-3600 or visit fpssecuritykc.com. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Reliable, fast, and professional service.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag, talk about it, message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. Now, a Legends Home Run Derby might be coming to All-Star Week. This one's interesting. What are your thoughts on this one?
Just depends on who it is, though. Like, I mean, you can have a Legends home, but I don't want to see a bunch of old guys up there just trying to swing, swat at the ball. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see Ken Griffey Jr. and Albert Pujols and David Ortiz, Big Papi. I love to see those guys get up there and try to hit some home runs because I mean, they're not too far removed from the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be pretty dope.
Yeah.
What you think?
I think it would be dope. I was honestly interested if they could be open to doing like an all athletes legends, because lately we've seen so many of the NFL offseason, they do like celebrity softball games and stuff like that. I feel like that's been a trend here lately. So if they're going to do legends, I think it should be legends across the board, like just all different sports, women, men, both sides. I think that would be more so interesting than like you said, the old OGs trying to hit a baseball.
And I want to see like a pros versus Joes type thing. Like, because I feel like I can hit a home run. Like, I know we joke around how these conversations all the time, but like I feel like I can definitely hit like if it's just somebody throwing the ball to me. I mean, of course they got to throw some speed because you aren't going to hit a home run off of a tossed ball. Right. So I'd love to be in a home run derby, like out at the K, and try to hit a home run.
I would come watch you.
I'm just trying to think. Let's just say out of 25 pitches, I probably can get two out of 25. That's just like today. Not like actually working on it and doing that. I think today, if I was to get 25 pitches at Kauffman Stadium, I can get like 2
off like an MLB pitcher.
No, I could no way.
That's why I gave you that look.
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking like just like BP. They just throwing the pitches up there, and then I'm taking some cracks at it. I think I can get at least 2.
How many out of 25 if it was an MLB pitcher?
0. that first curveball, that first 95-mile-an-hour curveball, I'm definitely hopping out the box.
I'm glad you're real with yourself.
My son will have a chance than me.
Now that would be a show. Seeing who can hit off a real pitcher.
Yep.
That I'm on the edge of my seat watching that one.
Hey, but what's funny is, and I don't know if you saw my post on Instagram on my story. There's like a Chinese, and I think it's Japan, where they have a batting cage where you can pick like who you want your pitcher to be.
Oh, that would be
and
dope.
They actually throw the same pitches.
Okay, that would be dope.
It's a batting cage. It's like a screen, but in the middle of the screen there's a hole, and so like when they actually throw it, their arm motion comes down and the ball comes out when they arm, and so it's
like
really
a
dope.
Simulator?
Like a simulator, yeah, except it's like live. Super dope.
That would be super dope. Steph Curry makes history in American Century Championship. His win at the American Century Championship on Sunday was historic. On a few fronts, he became the second basketball player to win the ACC, became the first active athlete to win the ACC, and he became the first African-American winner in tournament history, which dates back to 1990. Steve, your thoughts on this one? You're a golf guy.
Yeah, it's tough not let alone like playing golf, but to actually go out there and win a tournament.
Crazy.
It goes to show you, because of course he lives in California, right? Like he can play golf year round, in his spare time. Like day off, I'm going to play golf.
Right.
But that being said, you still got to be good at it.
True.
Like Steph Curry is legit. And people say all the time, like, oh, well, Steph can be on a tour. I really think he can.
Yeah. Like
you go and win a tournament. Yeah, so I get it. It's a bunch of celebrities and people, but a lot of these celebrities are older, and that's all they do is play golf.
Yeah.
Like for Steph to be able to go win a tournament and then shoot a basketball and be in the NBA playoffs, like, yeah, it's dope.
How much do you think it parallels to being like, he's a shooter, so obviously like targeting, depth perception, all that? Do you think that it's like hand in hand? Or is it two different dynamics? I'm not a golfer, so I don't.
I think the depth perception part of it is pretty much the same. When you're getting close around the hole, like when you're chipping, putting. But when you're driving the ball, I mean, it's just eye contact.
Right.
I mean, a baseball player would have better, better chances of hitting the ball. But he got a hole in one.
Dang.
Like on one of his holes, and so when I saw that, I'm like, man, Steph's legit.
Different athlete, different breed.
He's probably right now, as far as like athletes who are out there, like in their sport, I think Steph is probably like one of the top athletes in the world right now.
Like versatility wise?
Yeah, like one of the top, like you see Patrick Mahomes, he's able to go out there and play baseball. We saw him playing a softball game. We see him play football, of course. And then he's able to hoop.
Yeah.
So those guys are like, when you can play multiple sports, you're an athlete.
Right. and we always talk about how you can swing a golf club for forever.
Yeah.
So do you think post-career, like, do you see him having a whole golf career truly
I think
winning
so.
championships
I think
after
so.
he gets done playing?
Yeah, I think he could at least make the senior PGA, and I can't remember what the cutoff is. Is it 50 or 55 or something like that? But yeah, I think he can at least make the senior PGA.
That's insane.
Yeah. He has a golf team too. One of the HBCUs, he sponsors their golf team.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, he didn't have a good showing when it was Steph and Clay versus, Mahomes and Kelsey in the match, but
Everybody has a rainy day.
Clay didn't hold up his end of the bargain. All you needed was somebody that could just hold up their end and they would have won. But yeah, I think Steph's legit.
That's pretty dope. Scott Van Pelt to host ESPN's Monday Night Football pregame show per report.
This is gonna be interesting.
Another interesting one.
Yeah, this will be interesting because we see Scott Van Pelt a late night, like Sports Center. We don't really see him, doing like this is daytime TV,
Sure.
So, and I get it; it's pretty much the same. But yeah, I like to see it. I like to see what happens.
Are you looking forward to this one more or the other that we talked about earlier?
I'm looking forward to this Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. One, because I want to see Shannon Sharp land on his feet, which I know is not going to be hard for him. But Scott Van Pelt's still on, TV.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't get fired from ESPN when they did the layoffs.
Right.
So,
guess we'll see.
Yep.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll dive into our Hate It or Love It segment. Keep it locked in. This is W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
FPS Security is here to secure greater KC protection where you need them most. Social events, birthday parties, corporate events, weddings, small businesses, and more. Call FPS Security at 816-379-3600 or visit fpssecuritykc.com. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Reliable, fast, and professional service.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew. Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Use hashtag talk about it. Message us and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. We do have a talk about it today. And it is with $1 million on the line. Are you trusting Steph Curry to hit a free throw or Baltimore Ravens kicker Justin Tucker to hit a 40-yard field goal? Steve, your take on this one
Steph
first.
Curry to hit a free throw or Justin Tucker to hit a how far? 40 yards?
40-yard field goal.
Oh. Free throw is just you in the goal. A 40-yard. So I wonder, is it just him out there just kicking it, or is it like in a live game?
Let's say live game. So
Live game?
Pressure's on for both sides. Like
Ooh.
live game on the free throw, live
Ooh.
game on the field goal.
Ooh, I mean, Justin Tucker's been nails. I'm gonna go with Steph. Because I mean, it's just you don't have a risk of anybody blocking it. It's just you and him. I mean, it's him and the go. I mean,
he did get a hole in one. We just talked about it.
Exactly.
I think I'm gonna go with Justin Tucker because there's with a field goal versus a free throw, like the actual dynamic of it.
Yeah.
There's less margin for error.
Okay.
Or there's more margin for error shooting with kicking a field goal. Like there's a bigger hole that you're shooting at. The field goal versus a basketball goal.
All right. So the bigger hole makes a difference.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
For dynamics, I'm taking the field goal for 100.
All right.
100% Justin. More margin for error. Yeah.
Okay.
Like if I had to bet on myself, I'm definitely going for the kick versus the field or versus the free throw. If you were betting on yourself, which one would you take?
Free throw, easy. Because I can't kick 40. I probably could kick a 40-yard. I don't know. Not in the live.
See? That's why we're talking about it, Steve. Let's hear it.
Yeah, no, not in the live game. I mean, that's tough because first of all, they got to get the snap right. You got to worry about the. I mean, we saw Harrison. It's guys in the league that can't even hit field goals in a regular. Like, so we saw Harrison Butker go through where the ball wouldn't get turned. Tommy Townsend wouldn't turn the ball where the laces are out. It's a whole lot that can happen with you didn't think about that, did you? There's a whole lot that can happen with a field goal.
A lot of stuff can happen with the free throw, though. The people behind the goal being distractions.
Yeah.
Maybe your shoes untied or something. You got to have the elbow just right. Don't jump because that's just embarrassing.
That's a layup, though.
I'm taking the field goal 100%. 100%.
All right. I mean, what do our viewers think? Like, are you going with the free throw by Steph or Justin Tucker, the field goal? I want to see what people have to say. Because, I mean, you think about all the stuff, you're in an NFL game, right? Like the wind, weather.
True. But I feel like in our defense, I feel like our opposing opinions are fitting because you hooped, I played soccer, I kicked.
Yeah.
So
okay.
of course I'm confident in field goal.
Okay. You think you can kick a 40-yard field goal right now?
I think I could.
All right. We
should test it.
Yeah, we should test it.
Stay tuned for the clip.
We're gonna see.
Let's see. Okay. That'll be the content for this week.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. On that note, we're gonna get to our hater loving and sneakers of the week.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
Starting off our sneakers of the week this week, we have the Air Jordan 1 High OG University Blues.
I love these. These would probably be my favorite. I don't know. They're up there. I like them. Sometimes, like, now that I've gotten older, blue and black, I just don't like it anymore for whatever reason. Just don't like the blue and black, how it works together. But, yeah, I like these.
I think you could do a lot with them as far as dressing them.
Yeah.
The black and the blue.
Yep.
Wouldn't be my favorites this week, but I would rock them.
Okay.
They're solid. They're definitely solid. The Nike Air Max 1 Chili 2.0s, I think these are my least favorites this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, you could do a lot with these. Like, these are...
Of course, your Chiefs fits.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, in general, like, you can wear these with gray. You can wear these with black. You can wear these with whatever. Like, do a lot with these.
I think it's the black and the red that's not giving for me. Just like your combination with the black and the blue.
You don't like black and red?
I don't think that's giving for me.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Black and red is classic.
I need something more. Or maybe it's just the gray top. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fan. And it's weird because I am a fan of the Air Max 1. So
Okay.
that colorway is not giving what it's supposed to give.
And back to the field goal real quick. Your mom says she's with you on the field goal.
Period. She would know best.
All right.
Sneakers of the week. We got Nike Dunk Low Clear Jades.
These are fire.
Those are solid.
Yeah, I like these.
Super dope summer shoe.
Yep.
For color.
I wear these in the winter too.
Really?
Yeah. Why not?
What are you putting them with?
Black.
Black?
Yeah. Why not?
Black jeans or black shirt?
Both.
Whoa, you just took that way south. No. Hard pass on that one. I would go maybe a black jean, white solid tee.
Yeah.
Some jewelry.
Okay.
Definitely not all black. That's atrocious. You can get away with the all black with the Chili 2.0s, but not with the Jades.
Okay. So I mean, you can wear these to like a white affair. Like you can go to like a white party.
Yeah.
Wear these all white. Yeah, it'd be fire.
Those would be soft.
I said all black. Yeah. I don't know. But all white. What about all white?
Left, just like your field goals can be.
All right.
Born and raised Nike SB Dunk Lows.
I like these.
These are dope. I like the Nike swoosh on the side. It's like a fade or like opaque or something
it's
like that.
Iridescent.
Yeah.
Like they kind of got like a little change of color there.
Is there writing on the front?
There is writing on the front. I don't know what it says, but yeah, these are fire. Now the guy that Born and Raised is a brand in LA. And so I believe he passed away. And so this is like to pay homage to him.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. I don't know if I'm digging the writing on the front of the toes though, now that I look closer, because it's kind of giving like maybe I wrote on my own shoes. I don't know. The location. Maybe they could have done on the back or the side, but the right on the toes, not giving.
Okay.
And I think if I took a picture, I would be zooming, or somebody took a picture, I might be zooming to try to figure out what it says.
All right.
Taken away from the shoe.
It's kind of like the guys that write on the shoes for where they hoop for their games. Yeah.
But never on the front toe. They at least do it on the heel or the side. Like terrible location.
Yeah.
But I like the idea.
All right.
Kyler Murray is actually releasing a collaborative Nike Dunk Low. Let's see the shoe. Those are tough.
These are dope. Yeah, I like these. I like the swoosh on the side. The color.
Yeah.
That color is fire. Like kind of on a lighter olive side of things. Says be one of one under the tongue. Yeah, that's fire.
Super. And I feel like the olive green and like those monochrome colors have kind of been the wave lately. So I feel like that was super perfect.
What would you wear these with?
Now that all black. You could get away with an all black because of the little diamond on the side.
Yep.
Black in it. Maybe a light wash denim and a black tee or something like that.
Okay.
To kind of flow with the off color. Because that print, what's that print on the side? That's not the leather. It's like a tattered or something, quilted.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Those would be a dope fall shoe for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we can do when these come out.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
might have to get those. Buffalo Bills QB Josh Allen says that McDonald's Big Mac is the best fast food burger. Hate it or love it.
I'm hating this because that's definitely not the best fast food burger. If I had to choose a fast food burger, I'm probably going
Freddy's.
I'm going Culver's.
Oof. Culver's is a close second.
Yeah, I'm going Culver's. Freddy's, you get Freddy's because of the fries, and I can't.
No,
Yeah,
those skinny. You say you're a skinny fry fan.
I'm not, but I mean they just put a lot of them in there, and it's like you get the fry sauce, and you just get I'm a messy Freddy's eater. Like that's another story. But anyway, I'm going with either. I can even throw In-N-Out in there.
I'm actually, I was gonna say I'm
Checkers.
topping the chart. No. That's a seasonal thing.
Okay.
That's a
right.
one and done.
All right.
But all-time fave, I'm going In-N-Out or Freddy's. The Freddy's sauce is a game changer.
Okay.
Same with the In-N-Out when you get it the animal style.
Yeah.
That's a game changer.
Okay.
Culver's needs some more like pizzazz or needs something different.
They don't. Honestly, that double butter burger with cheese. I might go get one today.
No, you need the sauce to set you apart. That's what
Okay.
I need you to give me more.
All
I
right.
need more.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the setting apart. The Cleveland Browns unveil white alternate throwback helmets. Hate it or love it.
I'm actually loving these. I really am. Like these are really dope. Just the all white.
Yeah.
And the orange. It's giving me Cincinnati Bengals vibes. They went back and forth on Twitter this week too.
Yeah, it's like copy my test, but don't make the answers the same.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah,
that's a good one too.
Yeah, that's what it's giving.
Yeah, but they're fire. I like them.
Honestly, and for the colorways that they have to work with, like let's face it, orange and brown is probably the worst color scheme that you could have to deal with.
Yeah.
So they definitely spun it fire with the white.
Yeah.
I like it. It's kind of giving the have you seen the white chocolate Reese's packaging though?
Yes.
That's what it reminds me so hard
Okay.
of, the white chocolate Reese's.
All
Maybe
right.
they could do a spin with that. Whoa, I should put my name on that if they do some type of dynamic with that.
So the white
because
chocolate Reese's.
I came up with that. You heard it here first.
White chocolate Reese's, all jazz.
Yes, there's my marketing ploy right
All right,
there.
cool.
Division III football team unveils black turf at stadium. Hate it or love it.
I'm actually loving this. Like, for whatever, it's a weird thing.
My toes are burning just looking at it.
It'll be hot as heck when you playing whatever. And it looks like they have soccer lines on here too. Oh, could you imagine playing on black turf? You soccer? Black turf?
Never.
Okay.
Never. No, I refuse. Absolutely not. I don't care what the colorways for the school is.
This actually, but you know what though? What this does is, we talked about marketing just a few minutes ago. This is huge marketing for the school.
Bad marketing. If I saw this and you're recruiting me, or I'm thinking about going here, I'm like, you just ruined it for me with that, because my feet are gonna be on fire.
What are we doing right now? We're talking about the school, and I think that's what they did. Like, I never heard of Sunny Mooresville. Never. Have you?
Sounds like something from Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, Sunny Mooresville. I guess it's 30 miles southeast of Syracuse, New York. No wonder. East Coast. So I couldn't play on it, but it's good marketing for the school.
I think it did more detriment to the recruiting.
What?
Personally.
What? Now you're going to understand. You're going to get people all over the world that knows about you're talking about the school with the black field?
Yeah, not going there. That's what they're going to follow up with, at least me. And then imagine, so if your uniforms say, obviously their colors are black.
Right.
So then black cleats, oh my gosh, RIP at that point. Black cleats on black turf, no shot.
Yeah.
They got to have an excellent sprinkler system or something going through there. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it is cooled or something to combat that.
Could be.
Another idea for them, if they haven't thought about it already.
All right. But yeah, what about the other fields that are like colored throughout the NCAA?
Yeah, we got the black field. We got Boise State, blue field, Eastern Washington football field, red. Livingstone College, sky blue.
I like the sky blue. Like,
the sky blue has to be dope. But weren't we just talking about it with the birds flying into it or into different fields thinking it's water?
Yeah, now that was a lot of it happened with, of course, you see Boise State down at the bottom. Boise State, that happens a lot. Like, first dive, and unfortunately, it is. But I can see this happening. I wonder how much it happens with this Livingstone College field. That's pretty dope.
That's dope. And honestly, the pictures would probably go stupid on that.
Yep.
The colors.
It'd be hard to watch on camera.
True.
Like, yeah.
I think it would get old.
It's Eastern Washington, black and red. I'm feeling that one.
That one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Coastal football, teal, green.
Yeah.
Do you have that picture? Marietta College, gray stripes with navy blue. Ooh, I don't like that blue and yellow.
Which one?
The blue and yellow.
Oh, yeah. That gives me Lincoln College Preparatory Academy vibes right there, which is dope. Like, that blue and yellow is pretty cool.
Not a minute.
No?
Not giving what it's supposed
They have
to
the baseball field right next to their navy blue. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There must be, there's definitely something with blue, because it seems like a lot of them are doing some type of shade of blue.
Yep. Marietta, that's blue and gray. I can't do that one. And then what about Central Arkansas?
I like it. Different. Definitely different.
Okay.
I think that would be really tough, like training and doing cone drills and stuff on it. Talk about a mind game,
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of trippy, and watching it on TV if they like the camera pans fast. Yeah. Oh, headache. But I dig it. I think for the aesthetic. Tour de France fan causes massive crash by taking a sideline selfie. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, when you're and there's a big pile.
Oh, this is a big crash. Wow. A lot of riders down. One of the riders down is Jumbo Visma. I'm just looking to check the yellow jersey isn't here. Let's just take a look. What happened in here? An attack, a little bit, and a touch of wheels, was it?
Something happened on the right-hand side.
Jumbo Visma rider goes down. I don't know if they hit a barrier or a spectator or something. There was a barrier there on the right-hand side.
It'd be great if we can have a...
Yeah, the barrier was somebody's phone.
If I'm that guy, I'm so hot at that fan. Like, are you kidding me? Hit the zoom. Like, why did you have to get in my way? Yeah, that would ruin it for me. I would be so angry.
Yeah. You gotta drive slow, homie.
You're in the Tour de France. It's all gas, no brakes.
And the funny thing was, we didn't finish the clip, but like the guys who they look down, just like, you down there? All right. Peace, homie.
One more level up for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Survival of the fittest.
Exactly. All right, we appreciate everyone who joined in on today's show. Thank you for watching us as always. Remember, if you're listening on 100.1 FM, you can catch us online at the W Show KC on any one of the social media platforms. Remember to like us and subscribe on YouTube. And you can catch a rewind of our show on Mondays, 100.1 FM, 1 Kansas City Radio. Until next week, we are out of here.
The views and opinions expressed in the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, 1 Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.